This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.
Have you seen the South Park episode?
Yes, I've seen it.
A hot-headed actor named Russell Crowe. He loves to act, but he loves one thing more: fight round the world.
You know these guys?
Yes, I do.
You knew they were doing this?
Yes, I did.
Did you cooperate with it?
They didn't ask me to cooperate with it.
And what do you think?
I think that they are very, very funny men, and I wish them Godspeed, and I hope they continue to do what they're doing.
So you found a certain amount of humor in it?
Man, you know, for me, a lot of it's, you know, if there was something for me to learn from it, is the analogous thing, you know, because I did think the whole thing was a fight. I did think my whole career was a struggle, you know. Man, I was born in Seatoun in New Zealand, in Wellington, you know, and we're talking in the Pierre Hotel in New York. It's a long way.
Here we are, talking about the New Zealand Australian actor. That's right, he's a hybrid. That is Russell Crowe. Won multiple awards, including BAFTAs and Oscars, and
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
it just keeps resonating with people. You know him as Maximus Desmeridius in Gladiator. You know him also as Bud White, LA Confidential. You know him as Sheriff John in Mystery Alaska, which is a fun, moody comedy. Jeffrey Wiglin in The Insider, which is basically a whistleblower drama based on a true story. Captain Aubrey in Master and Commander, the true life genius drama, Beautiful Mind, where he played real life philosophical John Nash. And then since then, he's pretty much just been in plenty of blockbusters, some mostly working with Ridley or Tony Scott. So recently played Jor-El in Man of Steel, and altogether he's a powerhouse. Anytime I see him, I just know it's going to be over the top. That clip you heard prior to that was him reacting to his South Park parody, so he definitely has a sense of humor. He's tried to make his way into doing music, and I can't say it's particularly great, but hey, who am I to judge? Let a guy do what he wants to do. So he's got plenty of underrated stuff. I've never really even regretted checking out any of his material, even when it hasn't been 100%. So he's a typical kind of actor. It's so hard to believe that he almost ended up being part of the Lord of the Rings cast. I forget which role. I don't know if he would have played Aragorn or what, but he's done a bunch of easygoing dramas and comedy stuff. Prisoners of the Sun is his first theatrical movie, and he just plays a prisoner of war in World War II. It's pretty bearable. He does the romantic love triangle film Proof with Hugo Weaving. That's right, Agent Smith. And then Efficiency Expert. It's a fun Australian film that he did with then unknown Ben Mendelsohn, Toni Collette, and as well as his first collaboration with Anthony Hopkins. It's a worthwhile, watchable movie, and then follows it up with one of those Black Stallion type movies and plenty of other crowd pleasers. And then pretty much 95, here we are with another actor. Their career takes off by 95 with just 4 back-to-back movies. Just The Quick and the Dead, which is the like it or hate it Western for Sam Raimi. No Way Back, which is a simple East and West thriller. Virtuosity, where he gets to play opposite Denzel Washington as the killer hologram. And then Rough Magic, which is a Bridget Fonda magician thriller. definitely recommend Heaven's Burning. It's another fun, where he just plays a getaway driver with a runaway bride. It's just another fun just movie. And then gets to play, again, opposite Salma Hayek in Breaking Up, which is actually way better than the trailer made it out to be. I remember seeing that growing up. I was like, what the hell is that? It looks just so stupid. But it just shows you how people can't always just, they get married quick and they got to put up with each other's bullshit. And it was just a very mature, well-done movie. I can't 100% recommend Friedkin to Yuma. I mainly recommend the original, the OG, but he stole every scene in that one as the outlaw turned anti-hero. A lot of people complained about his character, Detective Roberts, the actual, true life, true crime story of American gangster, just not being as interesting as Denzel's Frank Lucas. I thought he held his own. He really was cool to see him in another LA Confidential kind of role, but be more low-key. And he's then in the like it or hate it spy film Body of Lies, but his performance is definitely worth a watch there. Once again, plays another cop in Tenderness, which is just another multi-character drama and in need of a better organization. Next 3 Days remake was okay. Just not great, but okay. Personally, I prefer State of Play, which was remake of that UK show, and it did pretty good at just showing just journalists taking down scandalous politicians, and just had an all-star cast, and it was just very well incorporated, very well put together. It's also in The Water Diviner, which got some controversy for its bias on just little scene parts of, again, Australian farmers during World War I, but I thought he did well as a director handling low-key scenes. I won't bother talking about A Winter's Tale or Noah, because those movies were garbage. He also should not sing, because he was in Les Mis. And definitely one of the problems with that musical. It's one of the best parts about Man with the Iron Fists. Once again, Tarantino-inspired film that's just a lot of fun, and he's just making fun of the whole East meets West formula. Let's go down to just a bunch of other things. He is one of the best parts about The Nice Guys, Like It or Hate It buddy film. He's in the average family drama Fathers and Daughters, and I mainly recommend recent stuff, Boy Erased, where he plays the bigoted religious father. He's a Baptist, and he's just basically forcing his son to take part in a conversion therapy program, and he just is excellent. You're just like, wow, that's Russell Crowe. He gained weight. He just plays well, opposite of his actor turned director Joel Edgerton. And I think what's just really works with just all these kinds of dramas is, we all know about this real life colorful persona just hitting people with phones and other just bullshit, and it's just one of those, quite the character, and yet just as an actor, just what makes him different from, say, Marlon Brando is just kind of forget about just his silly, just not ready to talk to the paparazzi moments, and you concentrate on just the actor himself, and it's just like, man, he took off. He's just excellent. Now, recent fare, he was in that 2019 Western, The True History of the Kelly Gang, and don't bother with it. It is an unapproachable, incomprehensible movie, and it didn't help that it had Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy and Nicholas Hoult. Ugh, why do people keep putting these pricks in movies? And then he was also in Unhinged, which is a fun psycho thriller. It's just all together, just very well put together. And in that one, he got to play just a kind of just a psycho who just basically anything sets him off, and he just chooses his targets very carefully. And it's definitely worth a watch, especially if you like movies like Falling Down or Law Abiding Citizens. So there you go. He's dynamite in this role. I love the tagline, he can happen to anyone. It was pretty good. I saw it on Amazon Prime, and I did not regret a minute of it. So anything he's got upcoming, I mean, he could do the worst movie in the world. I mean, he did play Van Helsing in that incomprehensible Mummy remake, but I mean, everyone forgot about it. So he's bulletproof. I've never seen him just fail to just stand out in a role. I think what he just has down to a T is just, I mean, even if you look at his Side the Actors Studio episode, which despite being heavily censored with his cursing, he just pretty much summed up how, instead of just doing even just research for your role, it's just like, just keep it simple. What does the character want? And I think that's great. So he's much like any screenwriter, illustrate and become the role. Good on you, Russell. You are a hardy boy. You are a crazy, crazy dude, but you are a good actor.
Born in New Zealand in 64, a hot-headed actor named Russell Crowe. He loves to act, but he loves one thing more, fighting round the world. He fights his directors and he fights his fans. It's a problem no one understands.
If there's two things he loves, it's fighting and
Fighting round the world. Making movies, making music, and fighting round the world.
Russell Crowe.
We'll return after these messages.
If you like small town mystery, crazy news, and wild history, then the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast is for you. Each week, Josh Mills and Wayne McCarty bring you the absolute best Florida has to offer. So if you're looking for a show that's safe for the family, but funny enough to help you escape everyday life, then listen to the Florida Men on Florida Man podcast. That's Florida Men, plural, on Florida Man podcast.
Hey, it's Brent Pope, the host of Breakfast with Brent Pope. You've seen me on some of your favorite TV shows saying things like, "Give it up, Jimmy. You got to sink this putt to win." On Breakfast with Brent Pope, I sit down with guests from the entertainment world, and we do it all over breakfast. Or should I say Brentfast? Every week on Brentfast, you get inside Hollywood info and tips, great breakfast recs and booty debates. Most of all, you get the most delightful 30 minutes of your week. So dig in. It's Brentfast time. Listen at Brentfast.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever fine podcasts are found.
Follow us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up